What's up guys, it's me WiLL again. It's been a while since I made a video blog. In fact, it's been a while since I put any videos up because I've been super busy. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I want to talk about what happened recently. Last weekend I went to Anime Expo 2010 at Los Angeles, California. It was a fun trip, but I'm not gonna lie, I guess before coming to the trip, it's like, I've been dealing with a lot of stress with work and my family and stuff and evolution. And I'm like, at first I was thinking about not going because there's a lot of stuff going on with my family, but then I decided to go because I've been working a lot for my job. Our job is very intensive as of late, because we've been going through multiple managers and going through new staff, and I was the only person that knows what they're doing, so a lot of people are utilizing me a lot throughout the week. I've been getting overtime hours and stuff, and been really stressed out. I couldn't have time to do making videos and such, and it's been crazy, especially for those that have been working with me or used to work with me, would understand what I've been going through with my job and stuff. And with my family, it's just my parents aren't really doing too good. My father, I mean, he had a stroke. He survived from a stroke December of '08. He survived, which I'm thankful of. And he's still working, but he wasn't the same after that. And I guess this year, my mom, she went to the hospital. I didn't know what's up with my mom, because something's up with her, one of her eyes. And I guess they say something she has the shingles, or I guess to elaborate, my sister told me that she had chicken pox in one of her eyes, which caused her to not see in one of her eyes. Because of that, she can't work anymore. And to me, it's very depressing. Because my family, we're all hardworking people. And just to see my mom not working anymore, it's I get really depressed thinking about it. But it's just I guess with the trip to Anime Expo, I really want to go out Florida just to clear my mind and stuff, and try to relax for a bit and just get away with work and all that stuff. But I mean, it was hard. It's because I think people that were around me knew that I wasn't myself. In fact, I guess this whole year, so far 2010, I wasn't really myself. Just because what's happening with my life. But regardless, I went to Anime Expo just to clear my mind. But part of me, I felt a little bit guilty, because my parents are sick, and I don't know, it's just I just don't want to leave them here, and why I'm having fun for my vacation, it's just I don't know, I just had this guilt feeling. So prior to coming to California, I was a little bit down. I mean, well, most of the trip I was kind of up and down, but but when I'm down, it's because I'm thinking about my family and stuff, and it was really hard for me to enjoy my trip. I guess when I planned my trip, it was kind of at the last minute, even though I didn't want to. I usually plan, out-of-state trips, pretty much at least a month ahead of time. But due to my work, I wasn't too sure if I get those days off because, because we've been going through a different staff and different management. So I wasn't too sure if I could get those days off. So I didn't want to buy a ticket and realize I can't go because, they need me. But I was very lucky that, someone was covering from another store just to, cover my shift while I go to my trip. So I'm thankful for that. And since I had about 4 days to plan the trip, I was been trying to plan everything and try to pack up and stuff, and I'm really thankful the people around me helped me to make this trip happen. I mean, first off, I'd like to thank Mumra, let me stay in his apartment throughout the trip. I mean, that was that was like really cool of him. And you know, I got, you know, Rebel Gamer, a new clothing company that's like, you know, coming up pretty soon. They sponsored my trip, you know, and I'm very thankful for that. And you know, my sister Sandy, you know, I haven't really talked to her much, but you know, she, you know, like pretty much took me to the airport and picked me up from the airport, you know. And you know, I had some weird times because I didn't really have much choice to go to this trip, you know. So you know, she took me, you know, to the airport at 4 a.m. and I had to go home. I had arrived at Palm Beach like Sunday, like 11:40, but you know, at night. But you know, regardless, you know, my sister was there, and she you know, took me to the airport and picked me up, you know. So I thought it was really cool of her, you know. And you know, I mean, and that pretty much made my trip, you know. But when I got there, you know, I was, you know, I didn't want to speak out because, like, you know, if I would mention anything about my family, you know, I probably would have cried, because you know, I just had like a lot of build up from, you know, seeing them being sick and stuff, you know. And you know, it's just like, you know, I'm just trying to clear my head and just trying to enjoy the trip, you know. But it was still like, you know, in my mind while I was going through the trip, you know. So I guess some people were just concerned, it's just like, you know, man, Will, you're too quiet, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And I didn't want to say anything, you know. I just tried to, you know, you know, I guess go with the flow, I guess, you know, try to pretend like nothing happened. But you know, but it was like in my mind, so it was really hard for me to, you know, I guess enjoy, I guess, you know. So, but I mean, regardless, you know, it's like I got really cool people, you know. I mean, I guess with our group, you know, like I guess with like Mumra, his girlfriend Danielle, and you know, Razorburn, Dark Honor was there, you know. So with our group, you know, it's just like, you know, it really made a good experience, you know, for my trip, regardless of, you know, of the excess baggage, you know, I've been carrying to California. I was expecting like Super Street Fighter 4 tournament on Saturday, but it ended up being Sunday, and I was kind of disappointed about that because like I was planning to leave at Sunday at 1 o'clock, so I couldn't make it to the Super Street Fighter 4 tournament. And Saturday was Blaze Blue Continuous Shift and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But on the other hand, like Friday, they had a Tekken 6 tournament. I was just like, alright, you know, it's like, it's one of the recent games I've been playing, but even though like I stopped playing it after Super Street Fighter 4 comes out, but you know, I couldn't play to my potential. But you know, it is one of the, I guess, the recent games I've been playing, I guess. And unfortunately, like you know, like on Friday, I guess we came in too late, and I wasn't too late. I was like, I guess like, I think we came like 12:45, I think, and it's supposed to start at 1. The sign-up's supposed to start like at 12:30 or something like that, and for some reason they closed, you know, sign-ups. And after buying my ticket, you know, Dark Honor like told me like, you know, because he said like, you know, he'll sign me up while I get my badge. And you know, like Gabe came up to me and he's like, you know, they closed sign-ups, and you know, I was really depressed about that, you know. So I had to walk outside, you know, and I didn't want to talk to anybody in our group because, you know, I just didn't want to bring anyone down, you know. So I just pretty much was by myself, like, you know, for a good amount of time. You know, I was going through my phone, and you know, my browser came up on my Twitter, and first thing I did was like, I expressed my feelings. You know, I was really depressed, and I wasn't even sure if I want to compete in out of state again and stuff like that, because I just missed the Tekken tournament, and Super Street Fighter 4 is on Sunday, and I had to miss that. So after making that tweet, like, I guess you know, like a bunch of other people, like, you know, like probably like around like 7 people eyeing me, and a couple of phone calls, I guess, just really concerned, you know, about me and stuff, and trying to cheer me up. One guy like eyeing me, it was like a pretty funny IM. He was just like, you know, I guess after I made my post on Twitter and stuff, and he was just like, you know, yeah, well, you should get a girlfriend. And it kind of made me laugh a bit, you know. I was just like, you know I'm an ugly guy, not gonna lie, so I was just like, you know. So yeah, so I'm like, yeah, get a girlfriend, right? But you know, I was you know, I sat outside, you know, by myself for about like, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours, just I guess thinking about my future, and you know, thinking about what I've done in the past, you know, as a fighting game competitor and tournament coordinator, and you know, just thinking about the good times and stuff, you know, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've been thinking. And of course, I was thinking about my family, which kind of brought me down a bit. I was just like, you know, not only I missed the tournament, I'm thinking about my family, and you know, work came in my head for some reason, so I was really down in the dumps, you know. But you know, I'm kind of glad people contact me, just, you know, to talk to me and stuff, you know. I mean, they just asked, like, you know, what's going on, you know, and stuff, and you know, I told them straight up, and they said, like, you know, it sucks, you know. I mean, because like, this is not the first time I missed a tournament out of state. Midwest Championships 2008, I missed a Guilty Gear Accent Core tournament. I think I was like 7 minutes late or something like that, and they wouldn't accept late sign-ups. New York like drove to Illinois, which is where Midwest Championships is held, and they didn't accept them either, you know, and you know, that wasn't cool. So I was just like, you know, I missed that tournament, I missed this tournament, and I was like, you know, I was really depressed. I just felt that, you know, I should really stop competing, you know, and you know, I guess during the time when I was by myself, I was just like, you know, just pretty much just thinking about, you know, the past and the future, you know, what I'm gonna do if I do quit as a competitor and stuff like that. And then after a while, I thought to myself, like, you know, man, you know, this is Anime Expo, you know, it's like to go out on an anime convention, you know. It's not really a good way to go out. So it just clicked on my mind. It was just like, you know, I haven't even gone to the game room yet, you know, so I went in the game room, and I guess like after 2 hours, you know, of the Tekken 6 tournament started, they're actually still in the first round. They had like 44 people, but they only had one station, and I was really shocked about that. So I walk up to the coordinator, and he had this little, you know, tournament organizer program and stuff. I used it before, and noticed he was in the first round still, and I told him, like, you know, hey man, you know, I'm from Florida, you know, I flew like 8 hours here, you know, Tekken 6 was one of the tournaments I really want to join. I'm gonna miss the Super Street Fighter 4 tournament because I leave early on Sunday, so I really want to join a Tekken tournament. And the guy was, you know, if he would have said like no, I would have let him go. But his response, like, is just like, you know, it's pretty much a bunch of BS, you know. And you know, it's, you know, he's like telling me like, oh, if I add you in, it's gonna mess with the bracket, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, you know, you can just right click on one of the buys and add me in. You know, I used that program before. No man, you know, it wouldn't be fair for the guys you're competing against. Like, you know, well, they're competing to the top anyways. There's a, you know, I mean, if there's 44 people, that means there's a 64-man bracket, so that means quite a few people has buys. So it really don't matter, you know. It's just like, I guess, fair or not for those that has a buy and doesn't have a buy, you know. And you know, I never really like to argue, you know, but this guy's feeding me BS, and I just couldn't help it, you know. So I just had to talk back, and you know, it got to the point where it's like, oh, you gotta talk to my manager, you know. So I talked to his manager, you know, and you know, I told him my story, and then he was just like, you know, and I told him, like, I used that program before, it doesn't mess up the bracket if you add in late entrants. So he was just like, you know, oh, if it doesn't mess up the bracket, you know, and you know, and they can add you in, and I don't see why not, since you're from Florida. So I'm like, okay, you know. So I told the guy, and he's like, okay, you know. So he added me in, and he put me aside. He was just like, you know, yeah man, I knew I could add you in the whole time, you know. It's just like, you know, I still want to get in trouble, you know. I was like, yeah, that's fine, you know, but rather than just, you know, making me jump leaps and bounds and stuff like that, you know, why don't you just straight up say, talk to my manager, instead of giving me all this stuff, you know. But regardless, you know, I was in, you know, so it's 45 people total now, and you know, I pretty much fought my way. I got really far. I believe I finished 5th place out of 45 people. I remember my last match that I lost, I guess like people are rooting for their boy or whatever, you know, and I think someone made a comment, it's just like, you know, don't let this princess beat you, you know. And it kind of made me smile a bit, you know. I was just like, you know, I don't know why I was just like, oh, it didn't really faze me, so I just kept going. It was a really good match. In the end, the guy beat me, he shook his hand and stuff, and that was it. I came in 5th, so I mean, it was just like, I guess, I don't know. I guess this princess came in 5th in the California tournament. This princess from Florida, so I don't know. And I haven't played a game since Super Street Fighter 4 came out, so I don't know, but so. But after that, Saturday, since there wasn't really tournaments I want to join. I mean, Blaze Blue continued to shift. Like the signups were like really early, so we missed that. But we pretty much went to the exhibit hall, the vendors and stuff. We took a bunch of pictures. And I had a great time that Saturday. I wasn't in the game room the whole time because since there was like one station at Tekken 6 tournament, it was like it ended till like, I don't know, past 6. And the exhibit hall ended at 6 p.m. So it's just like, that Friday I missed going to that vendor, so, which kind of sucks for me. So, I was like cooped up in that game room the whole time. So Saturday I didn't really go to the game room a lot. I just went to the exhibit hall and just took a bunch of pictures. I got like over 100 pictures, a lot of cool pictures, a lot of good cosplays, no store-bought eBay costumes and stuff. A lot of people took their time making their costumes, and I thought that was kind of cool. And then pretty much afterwards, I had a great time, so we went watch UFC 116. I really want to watch UFC 116 because Yoshihiro Akiyama, Sexyama, one of my favorite fighters, is competing. I wanted him to fight Vanderlei Silva, but I guess Silva got like a rib injury, so Chris Lieben is taking his place. And it was a great card so far, and then up to Akiyama. Akiyama did a very good job. Like the second round was like a really awesome slugfest. They were just going at it, and then the third round, I guess Akiyama was being too aggressive and leaving. This seems like Akiyama was really tired at that point, and he got in the half guard, and Lieben, got him in a triangle and choked him out, and I was really depressed about that. I was just like, oh man, because in UFC, not a lot of the Asian MMA fighters are really doing well. Actually, just in general, I guess you want to include Shinya Aoki, Gilbert Melendez, and Strikeforce. It's like, you got like all these great, Japanese fighters fighting, in the United States, and they haven't done too well, and it's just like, it sucks to see that, I mean, Takanori Gomi, last Pride lightweight champion, got beat by Kenny Florian, pretty badly, Akiyama lost to Lieben. Lieben took the fight, on a short notice, and he actually had a fight 2 weeks prior to that, so, a lot of people thought that he's not going to make it, but, I mean, Lieben pulled out a really good victory. What else? Kao Uno, I don't know what happened to him, he got cut. I think he got 0-2 in a draw. And I guess the Strikeforce, like Gilbert Melendez, like beat Shinya Aoki. Shinya Aoki is considered at that time was like the number 2 best lightweight in the world, and got beat by Melendez pretty bad. And Nick Diaz went to Dream and fight Hayato Sakurai. And Sakurai is like really like a hyped guy over at Japan, and it's Nick Diaz just beat him for armbar pretty easily. So yeah, it's just like it just really sucks to see Akiyama lose, because he did a good job against Alan Bletcher in his debut, and he lost to Chris Lieben. It's just like, I don't know, it's just I was really disappointed about that. So I mean, he'll be back, and I'm not too sure he's gonna fight next. Maybe it's Vanderlei Silva. People are saying Michael Bisping. There's like a lot of good fighters, so I mean, we'll see. I just really hope Akiyama does his best next time. So, and then pretty much like Sunday, I mean, didn't do much. I went to the airport and that was it. So, overall, the trip was really good. Had a really good group. That we all had a good time. They show me around Los Angeles and other places and stuff. So I thought that was cool. Mumra and everybody else. It was just like I mean, really sorry about, you know, being all, you know, somewhat depressed, you know, throughout this trip, you know, but, you know, just let you know, it's like, it's not y'all fault or anything, you know, it's just like, you know, I just had, you know, some tough times in life, you know, so, but, you know, I'll get over it, you know, so, I mean, you know, we'll just have to see. I know WiLL Evolution 2010 is in July 31st, so it's just like, you know, I really need to focus on that, and I want to do, you know, really good things, you know, with WiLL Evolution 2010. So, speaking of WiLL Evolution 2010, I don't know if y'all knew, I guess Rikage, Florida Hokage champion, pretty much he forfeited the title because he didn't want to fight Mystic in GNT4. Pretty much in Back to Basics 17, you know, I was trying to get, like, you know, Rikage versus Ice Kid and Ref 3 finally, and, you know, the match didn't really go through. So I pretty much had the winner of the GNT4 as the interim champion. The winner will fight, you know, Rikage in GNT4 WiLL Evolution 2010. You know, after talking to Rikage, like, you know, I told him, like, you know, I guess it's gonna be, you know, you and Mystic, you know, for, you know, to unify both belts in GNT4. You know, I told Rikage if he loses, he can get a rematch in Mystic against Mystic and Rev 3. But, you know, Rikage gave me, like, such an attitude. You know, he doesn't want to fight in GNT4. He hates GNT4, but he likes Rev 3 and all that stuff. And, you know, give me all this, you know, nonsense to the point where he's like, you know, I'm just going to forfeit the title. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to forfeit the title, you know. So Mystic is upgraded as the Florida Hokage champion. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with his match, but, you know, I'm going to make a really good match that everyone's going to remember at WiLL Evolution 2010. What else? There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but can't think at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. You know, it's just like, you know, I mean, I guess to go back what I said about, you know, where now I want to retire or, you know, all that stuff. I'm not really too sure what I want to do. I've been competing since 2000, so it's like over 10 years. I've been competing in multiple fighting games, competing in Texas, Ohio, Illinois, Georgia, California, and all over Florida. And I really don't know what I'm going to do as a competitor, you know, because pretty much starting in August, you know, I'm going to enroll in the America Top Team. I want to train and become a professional mixed martial artist. You know, it's my dream, you know, when I was young, to become, you know, an MMA fighter, and to see, like, you know, the Asian, you know, MMA fighters not representing here in America. You know, it gives me the, you know, the fuel to, you know, pursue my dream. So you never know, you might see me as a UFC lightweight champion. I don't know. So, you know, we'll just have to see. But, you know, as a competitor, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to practice if I do, you know, join America Top Team. So I don't know. You know, we'll just have to see. I just, you know, I wish I could do both, but, you know, I had a feeling I'm going to make some sacrifices, and, you know, I really need to think about my future. You know, as for hosting tournaments, you know, it's not a big deal to me. You know, it's, you know, I'll still do it. As a competitor, I'm not really too sure. You know, just recently, I just haven't been doing too well. You know, I mean, it's just like, I'm just like, thinking back, you know, back in 03, 04, 05, you know, 06, when I'm, you know, was highly talked about in Capcom vs. SK2, Soul Calibur 2, and, you know, Naruto, GNT series. You know, it's really hard for me to, you know, maintain that status, you know, because I just don't really have that dedication to practice anymore. So I really don't know what I'm going to do, you know, but, you know, I'm not too sure where now I'm going to retire or not. I mean, because I did compete in Tekken 6, but, you know, I mean, but I really want to join Super Street Fighter 4 because I've been playing nothing but that ever since the game came out. So, I don't know. I just got a lot of thinking to do, you know what I mean? I don't know. If you guys think I should retire, you know, post in the comments here on YouTube, or, you know, post on my Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, whatever, you know, so... I mean, this right now, I'm just really need to, you know, make my decision very soon, because, you know, right now, you know, I mean, getting old, and I I feel like, you know, if I don't act now, you know, I'm not gonna pursue my dream as a professional MMA fighter. So, but yeah, you know, a lot of stuff going on in my life, but you know, I'm going to overcome it and you know, live my life to the fullest, and you know, and do what I always do. You know, be a hard worker, and you know, yeah, being a hard worker. So. Yeah, I guess that concludes my blog. Again, you know, if you guys want to make some comments, you know, where or not I should retire, you know, please, you know, I like to hear some feedback, or if you have any other feedbacks of anything I do, you know, you're more welcome to post here. But right now is just like, you know, I just need to start focusing on WiLL 2010 and take care of, you know, my personal life, and then I guess after WiLL 2010, I'm just gonna have to really decide on my future. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for hearing me out. I know I have a lot to talk about. So you know, I really hope to see you guys at WiLL 2010. If not, you know, I'll hope to see you in the future.